This is the exact AI deal source execution plan that I used to generate 47 appointments with business owners excited and ready to sell their business in the last 14 days. This is also the exact same system I used to generate clients with investors, advisors, and business brokerages looking to buy businesses ready to sell. This whole thing has been broken down step by step for you. So you can use this execution plan to generate clients all with AI, and you can use this execution plan to fulfill for those clients all with AI. Okay, it's all in this video. If you spend the hour, you will know exactly what next steps to take so that you can generate a revenue generating machine and enjoy your business. I love you.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to jump in and get some clarity. We're going to go through the deal source execution plan, answer any questions you may have, and provide a clear path forward to establishing a significant revenue generating machine for your business and massive value for your clients. That's the whole point. So let's get it. If you want to just start off with a little bit of an introduction on who you are and what industry you are tackling, I will then pull up the deal source execution plan and we'll just start putting together something custom just for you. Right on.
Definitely, man. Yeah, Sam Westfall. I'm former Division I and athlete. I played football at SMU and UVA, majored in economics and markets and management. Undergrad I started my JD MBA there, but I have some background within like finance and commercial real estate. It's always been on my mind whenever I was in college. And then whenever getting into the AI infrastructure type space, went through different niches and whatnot, but found myself kind of aligning with exactly what you guys are doing within anybody really within the M&A ecosystem, helping out advisors, brokers, private investors, and that's where I'm at right now.
Right on, I dig it. And why did you find us? Why did you find Infinite X and the AI Growth Partner program?
Man, I was an analyst whenever I was in CRE, so I know how to dig deep within the internet and to look in the little cracks within the internet. And during that process, I also read between the lines and listen to practically every single word that people say. And you slipped up early on a couple of days ago. So I probably was looking into the same thing around the time that you guys kind of switched over yourself. And from that point, I just wanted to align myself and be able to add value from systems that I may have or that I may create. And, I loved your vision. It really aligned with me as well because I started a nonprofit in 2020 myself. And a lot of the initiatives somewhat are similar to your vision of regenerative communities as well. So, that aligned, and I just wanted to be able to partner and take it to the moon.
I dig it. Well, I'm excited to partner with you as well. You've already been such a pleasure to have in the program. Just always immediately coming with value opportunities to partner together, questions about improvements for the system, and even applying your own additional infrastructure pieces to allow us to better our targeting for potential sellers. So super dope to have you. And let's jump in. So the deal source execution plan is our entire roadmap for how do we generate interest for our services sourcing deals for advisors, investors, brokers, really anybody in the M&A process. We can source sellers for them to talk to. All the way through from generating that interest to you've collected cash and you've collected a testimonial from clients who are excited to work with you and continue partnering. Inevitably, this deal source execution plan does allow you to build the kind of relationships that open up the opportunity for you to take ownership in these businesses that you are bringing in to sell prior to sale, so you can have equity and a percentage of that exit upon that business being sold. That's where the real wealth is at in all of this. There's a lot of upfront cash flow that can be generated, which obviously we love, and we want to be able to establish a nice pipeline for those 5-figure, 6-figure, and in some cases 7-figure opportunities over the next 6 to 12 months. That's what this is about. let's jump in. I'm going to pull up the deal source execution plan from the beginning. Do you mind if we just go start to finish and knock this thing out?
Let's go for it, man.
I can do it. Okay. Let me share my screen, and I'm just going to show you literally the exact deal source plan that we use. Deal source. Where is this? I can probably just type in execution. Look at that. The deal source execution plan. So this is how we've been generating meetings with investors, advisors, brokerages, family offices for months now. We have generated over 40 appointments with people in the financial services industry, specifically using this plan. It's all AI powered with a lot of love and care from our human team applied to it. We're going to talk about offer creation, micro offer creation, how to provide value that allows you to close higher ticket deals confidently with people who are excited to pay you that money. And then obviously the execution as well. So let's jump in. The very first stage is always going to be you need a good offer. If you don't have a good offer, you don't have a good business. So let's talk about that, and then we'll work our way through the execution plan. So, what offer do you think you may want to run right now? And then I will tell you I'll just tell you what we've been doing. Uh, our micro offer, which is what I call lead magnets, everything is an offer, so I like to frame it that way. The way that we generate initial interest in our outreach messaging is we provide 10 qualified opportunities to advisors, investors, matching their buy box or their ideal acquisition. Right, your buy box is like the target that you are reaching out to, the industry, the revenue size, the profit margins, the employee count, the region of the world, any specifications for what is an ideal business that you would like to purchase. So what we do is we meet with investors, we ask them these questions about their ideal target, and then we go do some research to find 10 qualified opportunities that match that buy box. We don't do any outreach yet. We just do the research, find the contact information, and say, hey, do these 10 look like what you want? Great. Thank you so much for that feedback. I love it. At that point, they always ask, well, what's next? I'll say, well, what we can do is we can put these qualified opportunities onto your calendar. We can pre-qualify them, make sure they're actually interested in selling, and schedule them on your calendar with some AI research so you can come into that appointment prepared and they can come into that appointment already receiving value and excited to meet with you. That way you can close more deals and obviously continue to generate more revenue and more deal flow more consistently because we can do it at scale where most investors, 99% of them, cannot. That's where we show up. Does that make sense?
Makes 100% sense. But I feel like there's one aspect that you might not have said, which is like the kicker. Because these systems work, we are able to guarantee this.
Oh, my man, you're right on. Yeah, since we can do absolute freaking volume and do it with the same kind of quality that real people would be doing it at, we guarantee our results 100% every time. And the way that's possible is, right, Sam, if you offer to schedule 10 qualified conversations on the calendar for your investing client, uh, and then we turn around and reach out to 10,000 owners that fit their buy box, it's the law of large numbers. It is damn near inevitable that you will find 10 people who are interested in raising their hand and saying, yeah, I'm interested. Uh, hey, and guess what? If those first 10,000, if you can't get 10 from that 10,000 batch, we'll do another 10,000. So out of 20,000 people, I think we can get 10 to raise their hand. Unfortunately, the data proves this at this point. The goal is always to do 4 times as much volume as we think is going to be necessary to deliver the bare minimum result. That way, if we are even 50% effective in our outreach, we have still produced twice as many qualified conversations as promised. Uh, that's the whole point. So 100% guarantee or your money back. Within 30 days, we'll get you these qualified conversations. If you love us, I'll ask for a testimonial and the opportunity to explore a continued partnership. What that also allows is we can get our foot in the door for 30 days. We can fully guarantee our work for 30 days. So the risk is completely reversed. There's no long timeline to see the results. And for us, we provide so much value up front that when we go to make that partnership offer after the initial 30 days, we have so much leverage, because if they don't like whatever offer we make, we just pull the deal back, right? Okay, well, great. We won't keep up your deal sourcing. Have fun with these ones. We'll still, take that testimonial. Thank you so much, and we'll part ways. But that doesn't happen. When you provide so much value, people are willing to pay you for it and pay you well. Let's figure out now how we're going to execute that for you, Sam. Thank you for bringing it up. That guarantee is actually huge. So the offer that gets us, let's start with the core offer that we make to get our foot in the door for that first 30 days, right? That's the qualified conversations. That's hey, these are exclusive conversations on your calendar. You're the only person who we are providing this conversation to. We're not selling these leads to anybody else. They are your relationships to nurture. They are already pre-qualified, meaning they have raised their hands and made it clear that they are interested in selling their business. Third, they are on your calendar. You don't have to reach out to anybody. You don't have to do additional follow-up. We have already made sure that they have confirmed that they will be in attendance. We've had the opportunity to do research on the business, so you can just show up ready and excited. We will guarantee 10 of these qualified conversations on your calendar in the next 30 days. And if you love it, great. If you don't feel that the conversations were qualified or we weren't able to deliver on our value, we'll give you a 100% money back guarantee. But again, if you love it, we'll ask for a testimonial and the opportunity to continue partnering together. That's the core offer, right? It's that piece of 10 qualified opportunities, 10 qualified conversations. And typically it's framed as so that you can generate consistent deal flow. Or we'll ask them, hey, what are your acquisition goals for the next 12 months? Oh, you want to close 12 deals this year, which means you need to be doing a deal a month. Well, do you have consistent lead flow coming in the first place? They always say no, because everybody.
Are they qualified?
Yeah, are they qualified? Who on your team is reaching out to qualify these people? Who on your team is making sure that you have more appointments coming in week after week? Right? They don't have anybody on their team doing that. And if they do, it's a team of 5 or 6 that can do a 10th of the volume that we can do, and they pay 10 times as much to do it. It's literally a no-brainer.
And most of the time they're paying 10 times the amount because they're just stuck posting in Facebook groups already on all these other businesses that have been negotiated and prices been thrown at for months. And then these brokerages are pitching back and forth and negotiating with these businesses, which squeeze their margins even thinner than they already were beforehand. So sourcing off-market deals, especially in this space, is just the gold mine. And that's where everybody wants at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. And for some distinction, the difference between an off-market deal and an on-market deal. On-market deals, just as Sam was saying, those are the ones that are being fought over. Those are the ones getting listed on Biz Buy Sell, and everybody's like, "Oh, this business is up," and it's the good ones are gone in 10 minutes, or they sit on that website for a year and a half because it's a bad deal. That's not what we do here. We reach out to business owners off-market who have never had an offer before, who now they're thinking about, oh, it probably is a good time to secure my future. It probably is a good time to retire. I don't have a succession plan. I don't have the desire to try to keep up with the world as it's changing and transforming. I'm 70 years old and it's time for me to get my paycheck. Those are the people that we reach out to. Obviously, there's a good range, but these are the people that really are excited to sell their business and are very willing and able to show up and be motivated to actually complete that deal. So that's what we do. off-market deal sourcing. Okay. So the micro offer, your micro offer is what comes right before you make that core offer. It's your lead magnet. It's what gets you in gets that foot in the door to talk to the investors and advisors in the first place, right? So if our core offer is 10 qualified conversations on your calendar, well, before that, you need to know what is your ideal buy box? What is a qualified opportunity, right? Who do you want to be talking to? Great. So we'll come in, we'll ask questions about their ideal buy box and provide a report of those 10 qualified opportunities. Again, these are the business types that fit that range, and we'll get some feedback on them. The great thing about this is it costs us almost nothing to be able to provide extreme value. The 10 qualified opportunities is research, right? We'll take the time, we'll use our AI systems to go do the research on these businesses. So then when we bring back a report that looks great, the investors are like, wow, you really took your time with this. You really made sure that like this matches my buy box. I would love to have appointments with businesses that look just like this one. If I had, 10 qualified conversations with businesses that look just like this one, I'm sure I would close at least a deal or 2 deals or 3 deals, right? So they see the value of getting these conversations on their calendar. Now they just need you to do it. So the micro offer makes it clear, hey, we know what you want. The core offer now solves that problem of they don't know how to get it. They don't have the resources to just do it. Okay, great. Well, let's put these on your calendar so you can actually close them.
The one thing that I love about this micro offer too is that it essentially makes it a no-brainer for the business owner. Because if I'm just coming to you and saying, hey, let me give you 10 qualified opportunities, more than what you had yesterday, sure, I'll sit on a meeting for 30 minutes just to tell you about what I like to do. People love to talk about themselves.
Yep.
So I just want to talk about myself for 30 minutes and get value out of it. And I'm not paying anything for it. No brainer. And I think for other niches as well, they have to be able to figure out what that micro offer, what that lead magnet can be, because everybody at this point in time is a beggar on the side of the street.
Yeah, 100%. Every interaction needs to have a value exchange at the end of the day. So if somebody's going to give you 30 minutes of their time, provide something valuable for them. With that in mind, if you really have something valuable, everybody will be willing to give you 30 minutes of their time. It's a precious resource, but if you're bringing something that matches it, they're happy to answer all of your questions.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love this offer because this actually was the foot in the door that we used to learn about the space in the first place. These are research calls. These are opportunities to learn exactly what buyers are interested in targeting and why they're interested in targeting that and what makes them different in the marketplace, because we ask these questions and they are more than happy to tell us all of the answers because we are the ones providing value to them. We are going to then go look for these opportunities. It's beautiful on all ends. So the way we frame this is when we're doing our outreach, hey John, reaching out because I'd like to source 10 qualified opportunities for you. I just need to ask some questions about your ideal acquisition, and I'll get that report right over to you. Can we get on a quick call? Super simple. I want to give you something. Oh, there's a piece that I missed out. I want to give you something. Here's why I want to give it to you. Call to action, right? I want to give you 10 qualified opportunities fitting your ideal buy box in exchange for your feedback on our system. If you love it, great. It means our system works well. Let's schedule a quick call so I can ask you questions about your ideal acquisition, and I'll get that report over to you. Text me back, right, if we're doing text messages. Or can I send those opportunities your way if we're on LinkedIn? Or in a ringless voicemail. Literally what I just said, and then still text me back. We just say it over the phone. Okay, so, hey, owner, this is me reaching out. I want to give you 10 qualified opportunities matching your ideal acquisition. I'd love to get your feedback on the quality of these opportunities. because it means our systems work well. If you love it, just need to schedule a call to ask about your ideal acquisition. Shoot me a text and we'll get it scheduled. Super simple, super straightforward. Now, what are the channels that we are going to use to reach out to? The great thing about this deal source execution plan is we have an incredible blend of both manual DM outreach, which shouts out Mexico on my team. Absolutely love you. You've been crushing it. Very much appreciated. But also we use AI outreach for all of this. AI is the wave, okay? And when you really take the time to be intentional about the way that you train AI to do outreach, and you really treat AI like it's a team member on your team, not like it's a tool, not like it's a robot. When you treat it like a team member and you train AI like it's a person, it will go out on your behalf and act just like your best trained sales rep. Okay. We've taken over 5,000 hours to train AI to be as good as it can be, and it is fucking good. All right. So that's what we're leveraging here. Phase 0, outreach and initial engagement. So you guys know what our micro offer is that we're reaching out with, right? It's the 10 qualified opportunities. Now also let you know how we execute on that. So first, we identify potential targets matching our ideal client profile. So if I want to be reaching out to advisors, investors, and brokers, I can get as specific or as broad as I want. Am I willing to work with any investor, any advisor, any broker, any family office? Or do I want to work in a specific region of the world? Do I want to work with investors in a specific niche or industry? So actually, Sam, this is where I'm going to start. We're going to walk through this, and I'm just going to ask you these questions, and you can rip them for me. I'm going to take some notes so we can have something crystal clear for you by the end of this call. So, Sam, who is your ideal client? You know, where are they at right now in the world? What's their title? What are they going through?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you say that, because like currently right now I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I like, especially for some of these systems that I'm thinking about, especially like these early exit systems. So they can be dialed in. I've been getting some attention from Israel that is working within the US markets. Of course, United States based firms. I have a little bit of background in commercial real estate, but I'm really locked in on these businesses with mergers and acquisitions. I see a big opportunity within the home service space, but also within e-commerce and the digital space. So currently my net is open, but as I continue to have these conversations and start to learn more about the space and who I like to work with entirely, then I'll probably start to niche down. But me personally, myself, my goal is to have my own fund one day. And I'll probably be more targeted towards these home service companies for my own roll-ups myself.
Gotcha. And I understand, starting by casting a wide net so you can test your hypothesis. You think that there's plenty of opportunity across the different industries, and now we're going to cast that wide net to see which one really is the most lucrative, the people who are the most excited to move forward. And obviously, everybody wins in the situation when they're excited and you're excited to be able to work in that space. So we're going to focus on anybody in the M&A. Again, M&A is mergers and acquisitions. It's the business of buying and selling businesses. There's really no bigger game to play than buying and selling businesses. That's why we love to do it. M&A businesses in the United States. I guess this is headquartered in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. United States, M&A. So some of the people in the M&A process, this might be family office that's doing acquisitions. This might
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yay? Nay?
Yeah, mainly family office, boutiques, boutique offices, and like private investors.
Boutique investment firms.
Brokerages as well. I kind of like their model. And I feel like this offering kind of like fits into that, so that they can really play in the blue ocean rather than in the red ocean that they're used to playing in.
Yep. I also do like that. I'll talk more about why some of the caveats. I actually might as well just tell you this now because it doesn't hurt. So, family offices are cool when they're actively doing acquisitions, so that's definitely going to be a qualifier there. Boutique investment firms always going to be pretty good. They always need deal sourcing all the time. Private investors can be good. Usually, their deal volume is going to be significantly lower because they're private. They're only looking to maybe do a deal or two or three a year, typically. Unless they're part of a greater private investing group, then you may
Yeah.
get the opportunity to, get your foot in the door with one, and then they introduce you to their group of 10 where they all invest together. That is really the most lucrative and rewarding opportunity when it comes to private investors. And then brokers, you kind of got to go back and forth. Some brokers pride themselves on listing businesses. Some brokers pride themselves on closing deals. Major difference. The brokers who pride themselves on listing businesses, they have no problem, getting a business owner in and then letting that business owner sit on their website for 18 months because they collect a listing fee month after month. We don't like those. But brokers who want to close more deals, who have the capacity to do more volume, really great opportunity because they already have the relationships with all of the buyers. They already have the expectations set on the buyer side for what does an ideal acquisition look like. So they say, "Hey buyer, if I bring a seller that looks just like this, you'll buy it, right?" And then the buyer's like, "Oh yeah, of course." Our responsibility now for the broker is bring them those sellers that match that buy box. So it is absolutely perfect for our business model as long as that brokerage prides themselves on providing real value and actually helping that business close. On an additional piece of this, Sam, just so you know, I really like to work with brokers who have a bit of a wider range of service offering, which means yes, they'll help sell a business, right? They'll list a business, help get it connected to a buyer. That's great. But for the businesses that are not quite ready to sell, some brokerages will also do a consulting for equity or growth for equity play, where they'll help that business get ready to be sold or grow over 12 to 18 months and then sell them. In which case, now they have a wider service offering and you have a wider target.
You remember that picture that I sent you the other day of the
Yeah,
logos of those companies?
yes. That,
Nail on the
that's
nail
what
on
they
the
do.
head.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
that. Yeah, it what it does is it gives us a wider opportunity for what a qualified conversation looks like. They get to collect more value on these conversations. They're more willing to engage in the partnership in the first place because they know that they have a wider target and uh, also everybody wins, right? We generate more cash because they can close more deals. And of course, as you guys know, in any industry where there's lead generation, qualifying, and appointment setting, appointment setters always get a commission. It doesn't matter if it's a $200 product, a $2,000 product, or a $2 million product. If you are generating qualified conversations, you should be getting a percentage. So we like to work with brokers that have a wider service offering. So when they close a deal, even if it's not to sell the business, if they close a deal to consult for equity in that business or provide other growth services for that business or provide other financial management for that business, of course we still keep our commission. Okay, so that's what we love. Great. So we have your ideal uh, potential target. It's family offices actively acquiring, boutique investment firms, private investors, ideally ones that are a part of a larger investment group, and brokers who actually love to do deals. Okay. Now we're going to implement the outreach strategy. We will cover exactly what that looks like in just a second. We've already talked about what the 10 qualified opportunities in exchange for feedback looks like. We'll talk about what it is to do that inception call. So that's what I call that conversation to ask questions about the buy box. I call it the inception call because we're planting the seed, right? We're here to start to understand, and when you ask the right questions, people already experience value, right? When I ask targeted questions about their buy box, they know that I am the person that they can trust with going to generate these qualified opportunities, right? When I ask them about their proudest moments or their client success, they know that, hey, I care more. I care about more than just the money. I also care about the way that you're able to deliver value, and I'm qualifying you as a business itself. And lastly, when I ask about their goals, I know what they're shooting for over the next 12 months. And that allows them to see that I care about this being a long term opportunity. Without me having to say, I want this to be a long term opportunity, they now know, because I've planted the seed, that I want to know what is your goal in 12 months because we can fucking smash it. Okay. That also allows me to, after I want to make this clear now because it's important for how we're framing for the closing call later, or the presentation call of the 10 qualified opportunities. When I ask about the goals on the inception call, I know what they want and what their ideal outcome is by the time I'm delivering these qualified opportunities. So when they say, okay, what's next? I can say, great. Well, I know you want to do an additional 12 deals in the next 12 months. That means you're going to need to have at least uh, 20 conversations a month to be able to get enough deals in the pipeline that actually finish through and close, right? Great. So I want to help you close 12 more deals this year, and this is how I can do it. 20 qualified conversations every month. You'll pay me X amount. Uh, Great. If you like it, we're good to go. If we are not able to provide that value, I'll guarantee 100% of our work and give you your money back. But if you love it, I'll ask for a testimonial and the opportunity to partner with you moving forward. Super easy. Now we'll continue to actually show that in practice here. But that's what this overall flow is, right? Identify who do we want to outreach to, put in our outreach system, right? We have the whole AI outreach system dedicated to deal sourcing. We present the micro offer, 10 qualified opportunities in exchange for feedback. For the people who say yes, are scheduled on the call for the inception call, which is where I'm asking targeted questions about their ideal acquisition. We then go obviously make the lead magnet. But let's cover a bit more detail of what is on that inception call. So again, we've done the outreach here. All of this is outreach. Cold DMs on LinkedIn with connections, text messages out to investors, advisors, M&A experts, brokers, and ringless voicemail drops. Do you have any questions about our outreach?
No, sir.
Cool. It's just that deal source, that AI outreach system that everybody's seen at this point. Well, at least everybody in the program has seen. Inception call. So this is just understanding what is the ideal acquisition. So we start recording the conversation. We do need to record every one of these conversations. This is so important. Do not skip this step because we just take the conversation and we give it to Claude after we're done, and it breaks down exactly what our search criteria is when we're going out to do our research. Okay, so we want to know what is their target industry and specific segments in that industry. Where in the world are they targeting for their ideal business acquisition? What is the size of the businesses they want to buy? Is the owner? Is there a certain age range of the owner? Are there any other patterns that you've noticed from previous successful acquisitions that might determine who is a good target? Right, age of owner, employee count, age of the business itself. Is there anything that is absolutely mandatory for these acquisitions? That's really it. And then we ask, what is your unique value? What are some ways that you've been able to provide success for clients in the past? What's a success story that you're absolutely proud of from the last 12 months? And again, what are your goals for the next year? And then we just set expectations. Great, I'm clear. This is your ideal acquisition. Looks good to us. Just give me about 72 hours to get this to my team and put together your 10 qualified opportunities. What I'll do is we'll put together this report. I'll send it to you about a day before or the same day of our next call, so that when we hop on, you've already gotten the chance to look at it and you can provide some feedback. If you love it, awesome. that would be super great. I'd just like to hear it on the call. So are you available on Thursday at about, let me check my calendar. Can you do 4 o'clock on Thursday? Great. Awesome. Boom. Scheduled. Call's done. Reaffirm expectations. Awesome. We'll go get this 10 qualified opportunities. I'll send it to you before our meeting. On the call, we'll review and you'll tell me you loved it. Cool. So again, inception call, just planting little seeds. They know exactly what to expect. Now, if I do exactly what I just said I would do, right? And I've already started. I told them I'll get you 10 qualified opportunities, but first I need to ask you about your ideal acquisition. We showed up on the call. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I asked them about their ideal acquisition so that I could generate 10 qualified opportunities. Now I'm saying, hey, I'll deliver the 10 qualified opportunities on our next call. We'll review it, or I'll deliver this before our next call. We'll review it on the call, and you'll give me your feedback. Great. Okay. So then we show up on this next call and we just do exactly what we say we're gonna fucking do. It's now we've at this point have continued to create trust, continued to show up exactly how we say we're gonna show up, continue to build that relationship. So when we make our core offer for the 10 qualified conversations, they already know, like, and trust us. Record this conversation for the inception call so that you can use this to generate 10 qualified opportunities report with Claude and your own research methods. We can talk about specifically exactly what we do to create this 10 qualified opportunities report. I think you've already seen one. I've already given you one. But if you want to do one together sometime, so I can walk you through like the exact process, we can do that also. But this is it. This is the lead magnet creation, which is that's the 10 qualified opportunities. Do you have any questions about this, Sam, up to this point? Do you
No.
want it? Okay, cool.
I feel like we've covered a lot of that, and also my own research as well is supplemented. But yeah, definitely some other things outside of this conversation that I want to dive into as well.
We'll tackle it. The AI generated inception call analysis, right? So we understand exactly what the target acquisition is. We create the 10 qualified opportunities report leveraging AI and our own intelligence, right? We're pretty smart people. We generate the 10 qualified opportunities report matching the exact target acquisition that people asked us for. We just generate a report. We create that report. I'm just breezing through this because I mean, it's everything I just talked about already. Lead magnet is done. We get Claude to verify. We use Claude like Claude is a member of our freaking team, literally for everything. That is our freaking boy. And then we just show up for the actual closing call. So we present the qualified opportunities. Here you go. Do you love it? They always do because we do good work. And then they're like, okay, well, what's next? Also, on that 10 qualified opportunities, again, we're always planting seeds. At the end of the 10 qualified opportunities, we give them a timeline for what to expect next. Great. Now, these are your exclusive opportunities. What you're going to want to do is put them on your calendar and do that initial outreach. Or there's the opportunity for us to reach out and schedule qualified conversations on your calendar. We don't necessarily like say, oh yeah, like let me do it, but we're just like, hey, these are what potential next steps are. Cool. Then once you're on the call, if they do love it, which they do because you did a great job, they say, okay, well, what's next? And then you just say, great, this is your goal. You want to do 12 acquisitions this month. How many of those? So if you can close 12 deals a month, that's a deal a month, right? And for you to be able to do a deal a month, how many conversations do you think you need to have to get a letter of engagement out? You're closing at about a 10, 20% rate. Great, okay. And then of those people that you get a letter of engagement out for, how many of those actually go all the way through and close? About 60, 70%. Okay, so let's work backwards. If we want to close a deal every month, we probably need to get at least 2, let's be safe, call it 3 letters of engagement out every month. If you're able to close 20%, let's be conservative and call it 10% of every conversation you have that's qualified, you're going to need about 20 to 30 conversations to get 2 to 3 letters of engagement out, right? Great. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get those 20 qualified conversations on your calendar. Again, these are qualified, they're exclusive, and they're scheduled for you with research. So all you have to do is show up ready. And they will already have value delivered. So they're excited to be there as well, know exactly why they're there. If you have people who are truly qualified on your calendar, do you think you'll be able to get 2 to 3 engagement letters out? And you'll close at least one of those, right? Awesome. This is what it looks like. Close them. I'll generate 20 qualified conversations for this price. We'll do this for 30 days. If I'm able to deliver the value in 30 days, great. If not, we guarantee our work 100%. We'll give you your cash back. But if you love us, we'll ask for a testimonial and the opportunity to continue partnering. And then shut up. Don't say any words. Once you finish that, let them simmer. Because they'll start to smile a little bit. They'll get a little quiet. And then usually they're like, okay, well, this looks good. Let me think about it. In this case, I do let them think about it. I'm like, that's okay. There's no rush. Here's gold. It's going to sit here. That's fine. Let's schedule another call for 2 days from now. That should be plenty of time. And we'll do the next steps. If you do love it, when we get on that next call, I will ask for agreements and an invoice, and we'll get started within 72 hours, and you'll start having appointments. So just, again, pre-framing everything that we do. Anytime there's a next step, setting clear expectations and just rocking with it. That's the deal source execution plan. I know that you have some specific questions, which we can dive deep into now as well. But first, from a high level, is it all crystal clear? Money. So, Sam, where are you at in the deal source execution plan? And where can I provide some extra clarity on how you can execute this? And if you're about to bring me some additional ideas, some hypotheses, I'm also happy to explore whatever it is that you think you may want to substitute in or out. I do highly recommend following the execution plan because it works, and save yourself the mental effort. But I also love A/B testing, so happy to chat about that. What you got?
So where I'm at is my A2P registration just barely went through. So tomorrow I'm planning on setting up Drop Cowboy and rolling through. I definitely want to talk to Enrique again and run my prompts through the system one more time, just so I don't really have to go in there and try to reconfigure and do some things, because I've had a lot more clarity keeping it simple, stupid, rather than trying to like remake the wheel in some aspects of it. I think seeing some of the back end also gave me a lot more confidence as well. But yeah, I do see a lot of other opportunities running in parallel, things that probably you can't do because of your other promises that you've made to the growth partner community, which is honestly amazing that you even offered some of the things you do. But one idea that came onto my mind, just because it just made so much sense with something like this, was a parallel campaign. Because within these deals, finder's fees also reign supreme as well, and can, with an aligned partner, we essentially can be the broker as well. So with the parallel campaign running that's targeting businesses as well, saying, hey, are you ready to sell your business? And that also comes from gaining connections with fireside private investor groups and whatnot, people who actually want to roll up some of these businesses as well. So I know for you, you're already offering these extra leads on top to give to the growth partner community. So that may not be something ethically that is in your realm, but other people like me, I could essentially run a parallel campaign targeted towards businesses and book them onto my calendar myself to represent them in as a sell side representation.
100%.
That's something I just thought about myself like a little bit also, because like whenever I was doing the financials with this niche, and that's when it kind of like my mind was like, no way, because even if you get a 2% finder's fee on a close, it's life-changing type of the wealth creation that you're able to get from that.
Yeah.
And then on the other flip side, after you get the foot in the door, if I say, okay, on these newly acquired businesses or on your existing portfolio, let me implement my growth system infrastructures, which I I have already. Not even just like the client acquisition stuff that we have here, like more internal process for like some home service companies and et cetera, even lovable frames and whatnot. But being able to say, okay, let me come in and supercharge these newly acquired businesses,
Yep.
decrease, increase our margins and valuation to position it again for exit. And whether that is through an equity split or you just give me $50,000 to do that for your existing portfolio,
Easy.
it just, yeah, it just changed my mind from penny pitching with small business owners to speaking to the people who are directly aligned with ROI and kind of getting down to brass tacks. It just really made sense to me.
I love it. And honestly, that's actually everything you said is where we're at now. We did the deal source execution plan to get clients so we could build the relationships with people who could buy the businesses. Because first, before we did any of this, we were targeting business owners for the last 2 years using these systems. So we know that our systems work to reach out to business owners. Now it's just making a new offer, right? So yes, 100%. Reach out to business owners in mass. I mean, our target is to reach out to 50,000 business owners every week, which obviously means yes, now we have plenty of opportunity to fuel our clients' pipelines. We also have plenty of opportunity to provide additional opportunities to other AI growth partners. And then for the ones that we especially like, we have the opportunity to consult for equity ourselves to grow that business, help it be sold, because inevitably our mission is to buy, scale, and sell 100 AI powered businesses. And we have our own acquisition criteria, right? Because, like you just said, after buying a business, that's where the scaling comes in, right? And you can do that with a private investor. You can do that with private equity who wants to do roll ups. Anybody who has a portfolio, you can come in and help scale that for a percentage or for an upfront fee. I like the percentage for my long term play, right? Because I want a portfolio of 100 AI powered companies. I'm going to be happy to buy, scale because I for equity because I want to then sell it and be a part of that sale down the road. But I'm happy to jump into that because that's actually exactly what we are also doing is targeting business owners in mass. We already have the broker relationship, so I know that you have some relationships right now, Sam. If you need additional relationships, just like everybody in the growth partner program, we will be offering the relationship with our broker too. So as we're sourcing deals, we will just literally give you the same exact methodology for sourcing your own business owners that want to sell. And also, if you do need that relationship with a broker, we will also introduce you to our current broker and they'll do all the fulfillment for you. You'll keep your percentages. We actually just got that agreement done earlier this week, so ready to rock it. Let's get into specific
Are you saying lead broker or business broker?
business broker. So
Okay.
yes, if you have the seller and you need to get them on to the next step, if you don't already have a private investor that specifically wants to buy that business, you can give it to the broker who has buyers, and right, you'll get a percentage of the broker's fees instead of the uh, direct buyer's success or finder's fee. Right.
As if I ran a parallel campaign.
Yes, if you run the parallel
Right.
campaign, which
Right.
is we actually aren't doing parallel anymore because we just dropped the. I don't need any more advisors or investors, except for the ones that are super cool. If we're aligned, then I'll talk to you. But yeah, at this point we're strictly targeting business owners at scale so we can feed the AI growth partner program.
Right. I
So
like it.
I'll give you my
I like
whole
it.
strategy. I'll like lead magnet, exact offer, exact cadence, exact what are we typing and texting to these people? How is Andon showing up to qualify people? What count? How is he like scheduling? Like literally everything. Because we just did it, so there's no.
I like that. That's where I was today. and what my text messages were sending to you were also about. And I confused Enrique a little bit, but we roundabout way got back to the right point. Because going through the onboarding form, you and the prompt spits out, there's the send message tool. Based on if that person replied and showed interest.
Yeah.
And the send message tool is already pre-populated with like your lead magnet or whatever.
Ours?
And yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like, no, not yours, not yours, but the one from my business value guide.
Yes.
And that, and the one that it sent initially, I was like, wait a minute, I don't want that to be sent. So then my mind started spiraling and thinking that I was gonna have to create like a new funnel lead magnet or something within that. So I filmed a VSL and whatever, and that's what my questions were about. But then I realized that no, keep it simple, stupid. Like whenever I was contacting these business owners, these investors and advisors, that it's gonna be straight to the point. Once I give them, say, hey, I'm trying to give you 10 qualified opportunities, you're just gonna want to say, okay, yeah, sure, okay, let's book an appointment. But now, as my client, then I'm going to spin up a little bit of a lovable front end and then send that to the business owners. Okay, here's a little bit more information about what the opportunity looks like, et cetera, et cetera. So that is just the one thing that I was hung up on, which was making me drag my feet before I launched the campaign. But now I just feel a little bit more clear. That was really the only thing that was like holding me back initially, was just like, wait a minute, what message am I sending to these guys whenever I'm reaching out to them? That's it.
Just exactly whatever you plan to do. Just so straightforward.
No, I get the exactly whatever you plan to do, but it was the link that was messing with me. Because I was like, what do I want in my link? Is what I was saying.
Yeah.
But I realized that like the offer is just so simple and just so easy to just be like, yeah, sure. That like I don't even need a link. You're gonna know who I am. It's fine. And regardless, if you don't know who I am, you're still going to say okay. And and maybe switch up the prompt a little bit to the people that do say, well, who is this? Who is contacting me?
Yeah.
Well, look at this link right here, and it's fine. But
yeah,
other than that, that was like really the only thing.
Honestly, when I reached out to investors and advisors, the offer was so good that like even the people who did ask who we were, the AI just said, hey, we're here to get you some qualified opportunities, and they still booked. Now, when we're reaching out to business owners on the behalf of our clients, we do spin up a lead magnet with a link to that way they have more context with who they're going to be meeting with, and that's because we want them to just be a bit extra qualified. And I'll after we hop off this, I'll literally send you the link that we use for targeting business owners for our clients. Yeah, and then you can model your whole thing off of that. Let's wrap this up because I think that's a good little hour. Recap. This is the deal source execution plan. This is literally how we generated all of the interest for advisors, investors, M&A experts, brokerages. This is how we got our foot in the door in the industry. This is why we're able to now change the financial industry from the inside out. As we have stated, this is on the mission to buy, scale, and sell 100 AI-powered businesses so we can fund regenerative communities worldwide, because we have the opportunity today, right now, to be empowered, to take ownership, and to love the work we do and the community we do it with. So that's the whole point. Now, we'll actually obviously get into the strategy for reaching out to business owners a bit more and cover the details of making the offer to them and how to execute on that. It's a slight different variation, but very much the same thing. We'll do that here in a minute. For everybody else, much love to you. If you want to play this game with us, again, the biggest game you can play is buying and selling businesses. If you want to play with us, we have gamified the entire experience. Check it out. Sam, do you have any closing comments or statements for the people?
I mean, yeah, I'll just say, honestly, it is the biggest game that you can play. And if people really want to take the next step, I feel like getting aligned as soon as they can, because within the next 6 months to a year, they will be jumping into this. And I remember you talking about the statistics of boomer businesses. And that was really the reason why people were getting into AI in the first place, was to, transform these boomer businesses and give them the tech. But what they soon come to realize is that these boomer business owners aren't ever going to really understand, and they're not really going to want to invest into it very much, if any. Some will, some won't. But at this point, why not position yourself with the people to buy the business, own it, scale it yourself, and exit? It just made sense.
I could have fucking said it better, Sam. Right on the money. So I'm excited to be working with like anybody who's gone through the MBA program and realized that like, hey, there's a better path forward than trying to go get a corporate job somewhere, or just even struggling in the job market. Like nobody has to struggle in the job market today. Anybody who's a junior investment banker who realizes that there actually is no path forward to the top. One, because of the scarcity mindset, and two, because that industry is literally crumbling. Hey, here's your opportunity to take ownership yourself. Do the same work that you're excelling at, but do it for yourself. Like, why the fuck not? At this point, AI has given us the capacity to really show up for ourselves. And if you can do it with a community who wants to show up there with you and literally give you the whole business model, here you go, come play the game. All right, click the link. Much love to you. Peace.